Hello, how's it going? In this video we're looking at Barbarella. This is the anatomy of a Blu-ray for, of course, the Arrow video release, which I ended up getting this version. I'll actually do the unboxing later because I already filmed that part, which was meant to be a male video, but I realize it's good enough. It conveys my thoughts for the most part on the overall effect of the set. So I'm going to use the first half of this. There'll be timestamps down below to give you an introduction, to talk about the video, picture, the audio, and the special features, and yeah, then we'll jump into the unboxing and all that, and wrap up the video. But yeah, I ended up getting the this release of it, if that helps, you know. I would have preferred the original artwork release. I was planning to get that, but it was a US exclusive. The retailer I was planning to get it through, unfortunately wasn't able to get it in time, so I ended up getting this version instead. And to be honest, I still really like this version. I'm not huge on the artwork on the front, but it has grown on me. I just, you know, as you'll see later on, I do reverse the artwork and emphasize the original artwork and whatnot. But they do have alternate artwork that's a poster and stuff that I do really like, so it's a weird contrast. Also worth noting how I point out that I don't like the lobby cards in it, because they're kind of just basic stills from the movie, and how I feel like they could have used a lot of promotional images that you see in the book later on, that showed, you know, Jane Fonda in her costumes and all this kind of stuff, and they would have been great images to have used. But of course, having actually looked at the special features disc and realizing, oh, okay, so a lot of the lobby cards are just reproduced lobby cards that were already made for the movie, and are not fantastic, but are okay. Let's talk about Barbarella. Now, this is not the first time I've watched Barbarella. In fact, I watched it a couple years back on this standard Blu-ray from, my dad got it at JB Hi-Fi. Look at that, they don't even have details there. That's how much they want to show off Jane Fonda, that they just have an M sticker. But, you know, it's not bad. They have done a re-release which shows, like, the 50th anniversary artwork, which is, like, the original art, which I should at least compare here, which does look very nice. They have that to some degree on the newer release, but it's just a reprint. There's no special features on this. It's very basic. It's a very basic transfer. I can't say I give it a lot of props, but it captures the film well enough. I mean, it does have... This probably just has the standard audio, doesn't it? That's just... Yeah, just mono Dolby audio. Yeah, okay, that's fair enough. Yeah, so I've known about Barbarella for a long time now. I watched that in my teens, and it's a influential film, to say the least. It's really fun. It's interesting watching the special features and having people talk about how, like, oh, it can be a weird film to watch because it's not exactly, like, one guy was talking about how it's like an action film, but it's not really an action film, and one girl was talking about how it's a bizarre film because, you know, you're like, is this meant to be a comedy? Is this meant to be an action? Or is it meant to be like a sex comedy or romance? And I'm like, it's just all of them. That's the fun thing about Barbarella. Like, it's based on a comic book series, and it feels like, or at least a comic book, and it feels like each section is like a different chapter of a comic. It's like that Shin Ultraman movie that came out recently, the Hideo Anno one, where it's basically just like a selection of episodes that's brought into a movie length. And that's kind of what this feels like. It has an overarching plot. It's just Barbarella. She's trying to find this guy called Duran and save him, and that's the plot, you know? It's just the rest of the movie is her getting captured, and then getting captured again, and then getting captured again, and a lot of the time she gets captured, she's like the damsel in distress, but there's no one to save her, and usually when there is, she thanks them by having sex with them. It's very funny. Like, it's not like an exploitative thing, it's clearly she's discovered this new original way of having sex, and she's like, you know, I can use this as a thing. I can use this to pay people, kind of, as a thank you. It's a less sex worker in that regard, but very French. It's very funny. But yeah, in terms of my enjoyment of the film, I gave it 3.5 out of 5 stars. I don't have the passion and love for it to give it more than that, but at the same time, I still have a lot of respect for it. It's a vibe. It's a fun movie. It's the kind of, this is a fun movie to just kind of get high and watch, because visually it's very creative. The set designs, the costuming, it's amazing production work. I love too how it could have been one of those really bad blue screen effects kind of movies, but because they just use rear projections for all their kooky landscapes, when you have characters flying around and stuff, because one of them happens to be an angel, you know, it's just them obviously held by strings up in the air, and it's just a big either matte painting or a big rear projection, and I really love that about it. It's so fun. Yeah, it's kooky, but it doesn't overstay its welcome. It's only 98 minutes long, and it's just a lot of fun, you know. It's got a good soundtrack as well. But of course, let's talk about the picture and the audio. Picture-wise, it's fantastic. It is stunning. The Dolby Vision is exceptional. It pops all the colors. There is not a single instance of dirt or scratching. It just looks fantastic. I think, I mean, in contrast to the original Blu-ray that I have, it's just a huge upgrade. Like, it just looks fantastic, but also sound-wise, as much as coming with the original mono, 1.0 mono, I should mention, and the 1.0 French mono, it comes with a Dolby Atmos mix, which I was like, do I want to go with a Dolby Atmos mix, you know, because sometimes you get an old film and you're like, the stereo or the original mono can be, like, just perfect. But I gotta be honest, the Atmos was really nice. I tested the two out, and as much as the mono was nice, you jump it out and everything just expands. You know, it does no other surround sound mix that has been released for this movie, so it's a perfect encapsulation of that. You still have your, you know, main sound effects. This is the front of the room that I'm pointing at here, but you still have your main sound effects and dialogue at the front. It still works nicely. There is some dubbing, but for the most part, it sounds great. But then all the sound effects and the music surrounds you. If there are characters that are talking over speakers, or like the computer program in a ship and stuff like that, you get it behind you, you know, you get explosions and other sound effects. It encompasses it really nicely, and I didn't hear any issues throughout the Dolby Atmos, so I gotta be honest, really nice mix. I don't have the top speakers, but as in a surround sound in general, it sounded fantastic, and it looked fantastic. It's a great visual and audio picture. It's perfect, you know. It's the best you'll ever get for this film, and I highly recommend it for that alone. That being said, special feature wise, it comes with a slew of special features outside of the poster and the booklet that you'll see later in the video. It comes with a lot of extra stuff. The first disc, which is the 4K UHD, all regions, comes with an audio commentary. I'm not huge on audio commentaries, but I like to read up on actually if they're good, and apparently it's quite good. So you get an audio commentary, just the one, and then you also get an alternate opening and closing credits that were apparently for the PG-friendly crowd, which I can imagine is kind of dull. I didn't bother to watch it, but it does come in UHD. I have no interest in watching that. Are you kidding me? What, I want to see a PG opening for Barbarella? Nah, I'm good. So that's the first disc. It's worth noting on the J-card here. See, it does say a plus a remix 5.1 and Dolby Atmos, which is interesting, because there wasn't an option for 5.1. I did read up, and someone had said, I think it was like Blu-ray.com or someone was saying, because I wanted to see what their thoughts were before I listened to it in Dolby Atmos, and they said that 5.1 and Dolby Atmos were good, but I'm like, I didn't have that option when I put it up on the screen, so that's a weird one. I don't understand that, because for me it just had the, as it says, original lossless English mono, the Dolby Atmos surround, and the lossless French mono, featuring the voice of Jane Fonda. Okay, I guess she speaks French. I don't know what that's all about. I don't know if that's a typo, if it just wasn't featured on my disc. Either way, the Dolby Atmos was terrific, so I don't know what the deal is there, but it just didn't pop up on my surround system. It didn't even pop up as an option, but it does say it here on the back cover as well. So Dolby Atmos was great, so I really can't complain there. The second disc, however, features a slew of special features. Firstly, I did actually go through the image gallery, and they look fantastic. A lot of great images, big screen in 4K, it looks great. Of course, this is just the standard Blu-ray because this comes as a bonus Blu-ray disc, Region A locked, I should mention. But it looks great. It all works. It's not. There's no film on it, but there's just special features. You get Another Girl, Another Planet, an appreciation of Barbarella by film critic Glenn Kenny, which was about 15 minutes long, 15 or 20 minutes, which was interesting. It was a good retrospective looking at, and it's basically an introduction. He even says at the end of it, like, I hope you guys enjoy Barbarella. It's a good way to introduce you to the film in case you're like, you don't know what you're getting into, and it doesn't spoil any elements of the film. I mean, what is there really to spoil? I mean, it doesn't spoil the ending at least, so there's that. But, you know, it's good enough. There's also Paul Joyce's behind-the-scenes featurette, Barbarella Forever, which is literally 15 minutes of just, here's a bunch of behind-the-scenes footage that they took, including some stills and a lot of, like, 16mm footage. And it's nice. It goes through a lot of the behind-the-scenes stuff. It's just, like, set to music, just jazzy music. There's not any talking or anything. There's people talking on set, like the director talking to Jane Fonda and some other people about how they should do their scenes, so it's showing you how they made a couple of the scenes. But for the most part, it's just pretty fun. It also shows Jane Fonda and her husband, who was the director of the film, just hanging out. She cooks dinner one time. She's clearly getting high. It's very funny. But yeah, it's just a cute little thing. You get to see her riding a horse for one part of it. I don't know, I guess they thought that would be cool. Jane Fonda riding a horse in a villa, because this was shot in Italy, so there you go. You get the Love 2-hour, it's literally called, I think it's just called Love. 2-hour in-depth discussion between film and cultural historians Tim Lucas and Steve Bissett on the impact and legacy of Barbarella. I have not looked at this. It's 2 hours long. Maybe one day I'll take a look through it, but I feel like, I don't know, maybe the audio commentary will give me enough of a gist, but 2 hours for Barbarella, that's longer than the film. But still, that's a good, you know, if you really want the extra kick, that's something. You know, just it for it being there is pretty fun. I've gone through previous Arrow sets where they've had like hour-and-a-half long discussions about a film, and they've been very informative, so, you know, you get the right people. It's good stuff, and, you know, get the right backlog and whatever. I probably should have looked at a little bit of it, but realistically, what does it matter? So then you get Dressed to Kill, which is the last feature that I actually did dive into, which is a 30-minute long interview with film fashion scholar Elizabeth Castaldo London on Jacques Fonteray's world-changing costume designs. And it's really interesting. She both dives into the production of the film and looking at different costuming and, you know, how they made it, the budget on it, the production designs and stuff like that. But then she also talks about, like, certain mise-en-scène elements as well, referencing, like, the color design. And she's like, oh, if you notice the green and brown shades in the film, you know, you'll notice, like, if they're actually, like, the good guys or the bad guys and stuff, like, it's stuff that you probably wouldn't really pick up on a first viewing, so that's a nice little touch. It's a really informative interview, and I actually really enjoyed it, so I think for me, it's the shining special feature of it, because it's such a costume-heavy film, but I did love the behind-the-scenes featurette as well. But it does also come with Framing for Claude, an interview with the camera operator, Roberto Giametti. Tognazzi on Tognazzi, actor-director Ricky Tognazzi discusses the life and work of his father and Barbarella star Ugo Tognazzi. I didn't really want to watch these two because they're just about people's careers who were involved in the film. It's not really a direct thing that, at least from just reading about it, I'm like, I'm good. You know, maybe another day. An Angel's body double, actor Fabio Testi discusses his early career as a stuntman and body double for John Philip Law on Barbarella. Dino and Barbarella, a video essay by Eugenio Ercolani on producer Dino De Laurentiis, plus the trailer, US TV and radio spots and image gallery. So they all feature different runtimes. But yeah, for now, let's take a look at the whole set and give you my, at least, initial unboxing thoughts. Barbarella. I really kind of hate that I bought this from the seller. I got it for 72 bucks. I think I mentioned I could have gotten it for 42. Just annoying. I could have gotten it for like 30 bucks cheaper on Amazon if I had waited a week. If I had known. It's one of those things. Ironic. Oh, not a week actually, because I ordered it before I saw Batman Returns. So I ordered it probably 2.5 weeks before Boxing Day. So, and it took until the middle of Jan to arrive. Oh my god, have you had anything else tracked by Double R Donnelly? Never heard of it before, and I had 2 different parcels. The one with the Josie and the Pussycats and stuff, and this is from the same person. So I got this version. I really, really did not want to get this version. I wanted to get the other one. When I saw this artwork, I'm like, this is shit. I want to get the American release. This is still the Region A American release anyway. It's 4K UHD set, so it doesn't bother me that much. But then, looking at it, I'm like, I don't mind it. It's nice, but I feel like, ironically, they have artwork inside that looks a lot better than this that I would have preferred. But I took off the J card, it had this artwork, and, it looks nice. I'm like, oh, that's actually quite nice. The artwork goes around nicely, only a minor dent on the corner at the front because of the postage, like, literally the package was open there, and you could see that corner of the package. I'm like, oofed. In terms of stuff, obviously, you still get your cardboard J card, which does not have the same artwork on the back. It's just like this kind of, what is it, pastel color? But yeah, so obviously you get the film on 4K and you get a Blu-ray special features selection and all that stuff. I will note, as it says down below, it is Region A for the Blu-ray. But the Blu-ray is just extras, which is just a bunch of special features and a 2-hour in-depth conversation and a 30-minute interview and all this, just a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff about Barbarella, which is fair. It's a fun movie. Yeah, it also comes in mono 5.1 and Atmos, which is really interesting. Yeah. But the 4K restoration of the original camera negative by Arrow Films. Original and newly commissioned artwork by Tula Lote. I don't dislike the artwork. It's just there's better artwork inside, which I wonder if she also did that. Double-sided fold-out poster featuring original and newly commissioned artwork by Tula Lote. Okay, so she did do the other artwork. Again, I'll show you in a second. And then, of course, postcards, illustrated booklet, and all that. Shit. It's actually on here. It is reversible artwork for the 4K case, and it is the disc artwork. This is really ironic. So, you get the main poster, which is stunning. This is the artwork I wanted on the set, but of course it was hard to get, and I ended up spending $70 and getting this set. However, then they've got this artwork, which is the artwork that's on the reversal, like this is the reversal of the Blu-ray. And then they've got this. I really like this art. This is really fucking nice. But there's no way to display it properly, because obviously if you're a fan of the film, you go over the main poster to pop that on the wall, because it's an incredible poster. And then, of course, you get your 4K case, which allows you, again, reversible sleeve. When I found out it had a reversible sleeve of this, I was like, oh, why didn't I know about that months ago? And I ordered it. And it's, again, same details and whatever. That weird sound is my fan. It's summer in Australia. It's bloody hot, my guy. But yeah, so the artwork on the disc, for both discs, is that new artwork. And I'm like, that's so nice. Why the, reversible sleeve? Is that brand new artwork? Look at how fucking nice this is. Like, oh my god. I really like this artwork. But of course I'm going to prioritize this artwork for the 4K case itself. It's just astonishing to me that they have this great set of artwork that I really like, and they don't put it on the front cover. Like, it's so bizarre. It's a weird choice, because usually you would have the artwork on the case itself be the same as the reversible artwork and on the disc. It would all be the newly commissioned artwork, but they've just done 2 posters, and I'm like, why? Why did you do that? Just do the one, because I like the other newly commissioned stuff. It's done by the same person. I don't know, it's weird. Of course you get art cards, nothing risque. That's the most risque you're going to get. But, regular cardboard stuff, just images of the film. Honestly, not really much to go on, It looks very, I don't know, outside of this one, this first one here, the rest of these just look like her on her bedroom. Okay, that looks kind of like a movie. But it looks like he's looking directly at the camera, so I don't know, they don't really look like a movie. And of course, last but not least, you get the artwork on the book. And the artwork on the book is a very chunky book. I like this artwork. This is really nice. The fact that they've kind of got... Does the last page have... See, look again, the last page has that new artwork. So I guess I can still see the artwork. I just would have preferred that on the slip cover. The hardback, the hard case, you know. Does anyone else think the same way? Because I know a lot of people didn't like this new artwork. But again, you get a bunch of essays and stuff. It's a very chunky book. Like, exceptionally chunky. You get, like, again, this is one of the art cards. It's just in the book. That's the, main poster, which is a stunning poster. Absolutely gorgeous. And not just because of the way that she looks, but just as an overall. Yeah, again, they've just put the art card file. The art cards are kind of pointless, aren't they? They're just pictures in the book. They're literally pictures in the book. A lot of images in the book, though. Like, you get a bunch of double spreads. You get some interesting ones like that. I prefer those kind of ones because you're going to see, if I can show you one, there's a good double page spread. I mean, that's not bad. That's a good effective use. You get the comics comparison, which is nice. You know, that's not a bad double spread. But then you get to, like, double spreads that are like this, where it's meant to be like, oh, because she's in the sexy pose. I'm like, that's a decent double spread, but it's also like, I hate double spreads, because there's a line in the middle, you know? Give me this as an art card. I don't know why they're doing it separately. Why they're, you know, the art cards they take are just from the movie, but, you know, give me the promotional stills. How much fucking more goofier would that be? Not just because it's Jane Fonda and she's sexy, but because it would look goofy as hell, and I would be so down for that. You know, that's an okay artwork, but again, it looks really, really pixelated, because it's clearly like a blown-up poster. I don't know if you can tell on camera, but there's like literally pixels. You can see like the hard edges of the pixels around the object, so it's like a bad picture that they're just like, we'll blow it up, put it in the book kind of deal. You know, stuff like that. Easy stuff that, like, if this was this is promotional stuff for the movie. God, there are so many pages in this book. You know, why not just put it all in one fucking thing? Again, another one, which is a picture that you already get. And then you get that, which again has a lot of hard edges and stuff, but it's not too bad. I don't know. A lot of these are just obviously like meant to be bigger posters that they've just cut up and put into a book called That Has Nudity in it. Oh my god, I can't show that page. There are titties. No, that's just production design. It's really hard to get a good grip because I cut my thumb earlier today, so I got a band-aid on, so it's like, But yeah, as an overall, it's just great. Oh, this is actually a press book. The rest of it. Okay, that's cute. And yeah, and then you get the new artwork, which again is just... It's okay. It's not fantastic. I don't love it. I really do not love it. But yeah, Dolby Vision, all that. But that's nice artwork on that page there. I think there was another great... Still, yeah, this. This would have made for a great little fucking piece of paper. Because again, as a contrast, this is not great. Like, it's nice, but it doesn't really give me the... It kind of gives me the psychedelic 60s feel, which I guess they were going for. You know, this artwork here has, like, doesn't seem to have any relation to the film whatsoever, but at the same time, I like that at least. I like that there's something on the back. They hardly ever do that. This feels like it was... Like, they had commissioned artwork, and the person made a large poster, which of course you get as the big poster itself and for the actual artwork on the case. And then they also did a widespread, like a landscape poster, which is what became this. And that's why I think they used this. Because maybe the person, they had commissioned them, whatever, or maybe they were like, hey, this person's done 2 great prints. Let's ask them if we can use that on our set and pay them, you know, technically a commission. Hey, can we buy this off you kind of deal? I don't know. But that's what it looks like. It looks like it's a landscape image on the case and a non-landscape portrait size. God, I hate saying that for a poster. It is accurate, but yeah. But like, I mean, stand alone, this is just a fantastic poster, you know. And this is a great poster as well. I love the colours. I love pastel. I love purple. Purple and blue, great shadings. Like, she looks great. I love the comic-y approach to it. It just looks really nice. Wish this was the goddamn artwork on the front cover. Now I don't know what to do with this poster. Okay, well, I hope you enjoyed that. And as overall, thanks for watching. Let me know your thoughts on if you've seen Barbarella and if you are planning to get this set. I highly recommend it. It is a fantastic set. Unfortunately, you do have to import it if you're outside of the US, I guess. I had to import it from the US, but that's not a bad thing. Obviously, if you're in Australia, Region A player is like a need. As much as the 4K player is obviously for the film, you need that Region A player, or at least a Region 3 player, so you can watch the special features. They are excellent special features. So yeah, I definitely recommend the limited edition set if you're not able to get your hands on it. I imagine eventually they'll release a standard edition, and even that by itself, ideally with the bonus disc, will be fantastic. So yeah, we'll see how that goes, and yeah, enjoy. Good luck. Love.